Good morning everyone. In this video I'm going to analyze the live price action for EU and DXY to see what day trading opportunities there may be today. So we're going to start off here on EU on the daily. We have EU on the top, DXY on the bottom. In my previous videos this previous week, you can see I was talking about this week low here, right? How the price structure is lower low, lower high, lower low. We pulled back, made that lower high, and we have gone on to break through that weak low because it failed to make a higher high, right? We've now made another lower low. So the bearish price action on the daily, the bearish structure is continuing. So definitely the higher time frame is still bearish, right? So we'll be in a discount as well now because we are at the bottom of this leg. So we've taken sell side liquidity from these previous lows on the higher time frame. Now today, into today's price action, we've also now taken out our previous daily low from Friday, which is also previous weekly low as well for sell side liquidity as well. So this morning in London or in Asia, we have now taken sell side liquidity. So we'll see if that gives us any bullish movement to seek out some buy side liquidity or movement for the rest of today and possibly for the rest of the week. You never know, we may either pull back more for this premium say up here now in this leg, or in the wider picture now we could have this daily target here below. So we have a daily order block here, which is the next sort of POI I have my eyes on. We have an imbalance here, clear imbalance, right? We have an order block at the bottom there, so we may see our next resistance there. We may be drawn down towards this point. Don't want to get too drawn into the future just yet. We are bearish, right? I am a day trader, so I don't want to be too concerned with, you know, where we're going to go in the long term too much just yet. Our structure is bearish and that's very clear. Okay, DXY is the same, though we've already pulled into that order block. Right, so if we just take a closer look for the moment on DXY, just to be clear, you can see we've made a very clear high here, right above that previous high. Okay, so high, low, high. So structure is matching. Obviously they are inversely correlated. We've taken the same previous daily high, previous weekly high, buy side liquidity on DXY as well. So that may produce some sort of bearish move to come back to a discount, or at least just for this morning in London, we may get that reaction. I do think that's enough for the daily. We have a lot of news this week to look out for, but we are news free today, I believe. So let's go down to the 4 hour. Let's see what that looks like. So the 4 hour, of course, won't be too dissimilar from the daily. How I'm reading it, of course, is this high to this low. This area here is that daily and 4 hour bearish leg, right? With that high to the lower low. We have our discount zone here, premium zone here. Right, like I said, we're in the discount. We've taken sell side liquidity. You can see price is kind of retracing from there at the moment. We'll see how much bullish pressure comes into the market. In terms of POIs to look out for, of course, this one here is in the discount, but it's definitely very valid. So that could be our first point of possible resistance. This will definitely be an internal leg on, say, the 1 hour. We swept that internal buy side liquidity above these highs here, as you can see, bearish momentum producing a lower low. So it's definitely valid. Just in terms of the 4 hour, it's within the discount, but it's a POI of resistance for sure going forward. And then we have these ones left behind here, unmitigated, that we may come to at some point in the future. So already the bias I'm leaning towards is a pullback bullish bias, at least for today. Right, with all this sell side liquidity and buy side liquidity taken here on DXY, it usually produces us to seek out buy side liquidity, of course, the opposing liquidity, so from a discount to some sort of premium. So that's what I'm leaning towards. It's obviously against trend, but it's with liquidity. We have a higher time frame draw on price towards a premium as well. So if structure produces that on a lower time frame, then I'll be willing to trade long towards these zones here. I think the 4 hour is really simple and clear. We have the same order block here on the 4 hour on DXY as well. The same bullish leg, buy side liquidity taken. We may pull back to at least this point here as our first point of support, where we swept sell side liquidity below these lows internally here and produced a new high. So in saying that, let's go down to the 1 hour. Let's see what that looks like for us. So as I mentioned on the higher 4 hour time frame, this section here would likely be an internal 1 hour bearish leg. So as you can see, we have this leg here where we swept above these highs for buy side liquidity taken, and then on news broken down, new low, sell side liquidity from the higher time frame, previous weekly lows and historical lows, and then now actually into today. Of course, we've taken fresh sell side liquidity from previous daily and weekly lows and some internal lows here, which I believe will be the Asia session low, and as we know, that usually causes some reversal to at least head to the other side of Asia, which will be up here, which price is doing at the moment. So we've had a good bullish reaction from that internal sell side liquidity from Asia here. We're doing the same thing here, right, in DXY, having a bearish move. So we'll see how far that takes us. So again, that's going with my bias at the moment. We have an imbalance here, which at least price probably be drawn up to fill this imbalance. More likely, if price behaves, it should be heading towards some sort of premium, but it probably won't be with the same momentum, say this breakdown is. We may pull back correctively. Either way, we've got some imbalances here to fill, and this premium drawn price with imbalance 1 hour order block within a 4 hour order block in that premium. So I think the draws on prices are good. I think the sell side liquidity and movement of price so far this morning is actually really good. So we'll see what the lower time frame looks like. It's all going with my pullback bullish bias. Okay, DXY is agreeing as well. So let's go down to the M15 and see what that looks like for us. All right, so let me explain. This is what I'm seeing, and this is what I would like to see for a trade. So we've taken that previous daily high here on DXY. We've got SMC divergence because we had that high that took the previous daily high initially in Asia. Then when we've pulled back in London, we haven't taken out that previous high, as you can see, just barely. That high is still intact, making this a lower high, but we made that lower low on DXY. So we have SMC divergence, fresh sell side liquidity taken from Asia lows, bullish reaction from there. I'm waiting personally for this breaker structure above here, right? That would be perfect to me on an M15. We may not leave behind any order block here, so maybe an M5 entry, but breaker structure above here would be great. All right, so continuing to break above there, and then we can pull down possibly correctively to an order block, right? This is an order block here, but we don't have any imbalance, which is what I prefer, to then go long, right, to wherever your target would be. Mine would be 3%. So I do think this is in the initial stages and looks really good. DXY is breaking down, very bearish. We're very bullish at the moment. Let's explore the M5. Let's see how that looks. Yeah, so the M5 looks great for me at the moment. It's the same high I think I need to see broken, or this high here. So either one of these to see price breaker structure, say let's say above this fractal high here, right, on the M5, preferably a close above it. We have our M5 order block now, which is possibly being left behind there for an entry, and then I would set my order around this point here at 170. I'd probably put my stop loss below the low here for 10 pips, and then I would just target 3%, 30 pips, which would nicely be actually at that Asia high, which is cool because that would be where the cycle of taking the Asia lows, going for the Asia highs would be as well. So that's a great coincidence, and hopefully we can get that good close above this high here, and then some sort of maybe corrective pullback, leaving inducement to go up there. So that's an order I'd definitely set. Possible inducement around that zone here. Stop loss safely below the low. You could have it below the order block low as well. Of course we want it to respect the order block, but why not recent low, session low just below here. And we have the same order block being formed here on the M5 on DXY. So everything's in line there with that SMC divergence, sell side liquidity. So I think that looks really good, and I'll set that order myself now. I hope that was clear. Any questions, let me know in the comments. Remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys soon.